All right, so for the past few days, I've been stuck with the thought of the past, which is an annoying thought for me because I'm so focused on the future and the present that it's annoying that the past haunts me. But I've made so many mistakes and I have not regrets, but just there's a lot of things that I would have done differently. So I wanted to brush up on the topic of 5 things that people regret before they die. I'd like to start off by saying that your future stems from the present. And if you're living correctly, that's constantly changing. I say living correctly because if you're just doing the same thing over and over, you can expect the same results. But if you're trying new things and you're challenging yourself, then your future's always going to be changing. So here's the list. We'll start with number 5. I wish I had let myself be happier. At my age, I'm 25 and I have lived the life of a 70-year-old man. It's not really about what I've been through at this point. It's more about what I haven't gone through. I can definitely say, though, all the stuff in my life has made me who I am today. You learn from your past mistakes and you become a new person. You challenge yourself and you grow every day. A thing I regret in the past is not living in the moment as much as I should have. You really don't know what you have until it's gone. And then when it's finally gone, you look back at certain moments and they replay over and over in your head. There's certain ones that stick with you and there's certain ones that don't. And coming from someone who's been in jail and has been through a lot of hard things, the most special moments are the moments spent with loved ones and close ones and sharing meals and sharing laughs and conversation and binge watching series on Netflix with people that you love. And those are the things that you look back on in life and you really miss. You don't miss all the parties and the going out and the drinking and the money and this and that. Personally, I don't miss any of that stuff. Like, I've experienced both ends of it. I've experienced what wholesome family is like, and I've experienced what streets are like, and I've experienced what being broke is like, and I've experienced what having a lot of money is like. And it's funny because I feel like the human brain is programmed to want what you can't have. So when I was broke, I wanted to be rich so bad. Then when I got money, I realized that this isn't the key to everything, and I kind of wanted to go back to being broke. The most important thing is just to learn to be happy with what you have. Number 4 is I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. I feel like towards the end of a lot of people's lives, they look back on moments that they spent with loved ones, like I was saying. It's the moments that you got together with a group of people and you made a memorable night. And if you think about it like this, if you're only seeing your friends once a month or going out once a month, that's only 12 times out of the year. And that doesn't seem like enough to me, to be honest. And if you're doing it less than that, then that's just, there's going to be times in your life where you rely on certain relationships, and it's human nature to be a part of a relationship, whether it's romantic, family, or friend. It's so important to keep that close to you because one day you will look back and one day your life will be coming to an end. And one of the things you're going to regret the most is the time you didn't spend with the people that you love. Number 3 is I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. I feel like so many people face this struggle where it's, oh, I want to be myself, but people might look at me a little funny for that. Or, oh, I think I want to do this, but what's he going to think? And it's just this comparison over and over. And you get this daunting belief in your own brain where you start thinking, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's also very easy to get manipulated by somebody's words and have somebody tell you a certain thing and then have such confidence behind what they're saying to the point where you start believing it. And then you're thinking other people's thoughts now. You're not thinking for yourself. I feel like there's just too many people that suppress their own feelings and want to say certain things, but they don't. And they want to be a certain way, but they're not. It's really only you that's holding you back. There's nobody else around you with a chain and a lock on you unless you're locked up somewhere. That idea that you have, just act on it. See what happens. Who cares what other people think? The way that you eat, it doesn't matter. People are not going to be looking at what you eat. People are not going to remember what you ate at dinner time. There's a quote that I read one time that really resonated with me. And it said, people are not going to remember what you said or what you did. People are going to remember how you made them feel. Just an example, you might get into an argument with somebody and say some things in the heat of the moment. Time goes on. Somebody might not remember word for word what you said, or they might kind of get it twisted down the line. But that feeling always remains. It doesn't matter what you said. It just matters that you made them feel scared or terrified or annoyed or upset or whatever it may be. That feeling is going to stick with them. It's the same thing on how you act. People more so don't really remember your actions. It's more the feeling that it gave them, that feeling of terror. I think it's important to build up the courage to be able to express your feelings, but I think you also have to express them wisely. Number 2 is I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Now, coming from somebody who's owned a construction company, I've had a real estate license, I've had job after job after job, and hustle after hustle after hustle. I've worked 12-hour, 14-hour days. I've always done music on the side. It's always been in the background. And at points, I've had a relationship. At points, I've had to take care of my family. And there's been always so many things involved in my life at one time. There'd be nights where I just didn't sleep 3 or 4 hours a night and get up and just do it all over again. From somebody with the experience of it, I can tell you that is going to quickly lead to a burnout. Over time, you're going to progress into a different person. You're going to start to act in a different manner, and you will lose people around you. It's not worth working so hard. We're in a generation where it's about working smarter. We have these things now. We have things and opportunities and tools at our fingertips that just didn't exist a few years ago. Find a balance. Yes, you have to pay your bills, but you also have to live your life and enjoy your life and do your thing. Just design the life that you want to live. Nothing more, nothing less. And number 1, the big dog. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. This is a deep topic, and I feel like this could be a podcast in itself. I feel like there's a lot of people who are living to meet a certain standard, and that standard could have been set by a family member or by a spouse or by a colleague. It's just not worth it. You're going to end up living a life that's not you, and you're going to look back and you're going to regret all the chances that you didn't take and all the things that you could have done and should have done and things that you would have been. I grew up in a family where it's work, 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 pay the bills, come home, do the same thing the next day. My mom, when she was 14, she had to start working. She's always had a 9-to-5 her whole life. My father, he's a construction worker, and he works so hard and makes himself so miserable just to pay the bills. So I've always been brought up in a way where it's work, 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 work. Go get money. Go do something with your life. At one point, I had a girlfriend, and I was taking her around on drug deals and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. And she was telling me, like, you need to get a job. You need to do something different. And you're just going to sell weed forever? What are you doing? So I guess in the back of my head, it was always like, I have to meet a standard for these people because these are the people that I love. So I have to do what they want me to do if I want them to continue to love me. I tried changing myself. I ended up getting a real estate license, and I ended up doing all the office work, and I was doing construction, and I was paying the bills, and I was doing what everyone else wanted me to do. But over time, I developed a resentment because I was paving a life that I didn't even want to live. I was paving a life that I saw no future with. It was very quickly leading me into misery, which led to me taking it out on other people, which led to my whole life falling apart, which led to me moving to Miami, which led to me getting all my shit together, which led to me continuing back down my music career full time like how I was back in 2019. So there was a good amount of my life that was just wasted on things that I had absolutely no future with. If I started doing what I'm doing now with all the short form content and dropping a song every week, all the creative things that I'm doing, if I started that 2 years ago, I'd be up right now. But it's not about that. At least I recognized that that wasn't for me. All those years, though, were miserable. It was me waking up every day and not being happy. Now I'm back in my groove and I wake up and I'm in my bag every day because I'm living the life that I want to live. I don't need to meet a standard for anybody. It's not about jewelry. It's not about cars. It's not about clothes. What I want in my life is a dope ass view of the city. I want to be able to chill at home with my dogs all day long. I want to be able to have a beautiful wife one day with kids and children. And I want to be able to have the freedom to do whatever I want and work from wherever I want. If I want to move to New Jersey, I can move to New Jersey. I want to move to Miami, I can move to Miami. Want to go to New York, I could go wherever I want in the world as long as I have Wi-Fi in my computer. It took years to get the things that I have, but I wouldn't have done it differently. It gives you a sense of gratitude when you have to work harder for it and when it challenges you. I'm just glad that I picked up on it sooner than later, because before I know it, I would have been 30 years old and I would have been living a life that wasn't true to myself. It would have led to disaster. Please just do your thing, stay strong, don't give up, and do not be one of those people who has these 5 things to regret at the end of their life.